Okay. Hare Krishna everyone, Namaste. Welcome to our Gita study session. In our previous session, we completed chapter 5. 5 chapters we completed. And from today, starting today, we'll go into the other phase, the chapter 6, where Krishna talks about Dhyana Yoga, the art of meditation. So before we get into this chapter, we will do a quick overview, high-level overview of what we have covered so far. So in case if any one of you have missed previous sessions, so you'll get a high-level understanding of what is happening in these first 5 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so this is at a glance Bhagavad Gita in a nutshell. At a glance, what is in Bhagavad Gita? So we'll repeat again and again so that we don't forget. You have been attending regularly, so this stays with us. Like more we repeat, more we hear, it sticks with us. So I'm going to repeat this again. Some of you have already heard it, but it's good to hear again. So in the first 5 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talked about karma yoga, the art of working. And second half, bhakti yoga, the art of meditation or devotional service to the Lord. And in the last 6 chapters, Krishna gives the additional details of what he had covered in the previous chapters. So in the first section of 1 to 6 of Karma Yoga, Krishna talks about art of working, how we should live in this world and how we should work in this world. Because it's very important for us to know how to work in this world. Most of the time we work with frustration, unhappy all the time, and also more importantly, we don't even do our work. We consider work to be a burden. In case of Arjuna, it was on the battlefield. He was in that situation of fighting. Krishna has spoken this message to persuade Arjuna to do his duty, that is fighting. But in case of us, every day we are in this battlefield. Every day we are in this battlefield of life, where we have to go through various situations, and how to deal with those situations, how to work, how to face the situations, and how to work in this world is a subject matter in the Karma Yoga. So any action we do is a work. And any work we do is a karma. Any work we do is a karma. Working to earn money is a karma. Working to take care of our family is a karma. Karma means action. Working to take care of our own body, that is also an action. So any action we do while living in this world, those actions create reactions, karmic reactions. Because of those reactions, one would have to take birth again. So while living in this world, if a person works with proper mindset, the same work, any work we do, if a person works with the mindset that I'm doing it as a service to the Lord, offering the results to the Lord, success or failure, not get too much attached to the work itself, such a person is called a yogi, and he can live happily in this world. And he wouldn't generate any new karma. For all his actions does not produce any reactions. All are nullified. Just we need to shift our mindset. The action is same, but our mindset is different, how we work. So that way we don't generate any new karmas. If we're not generating any new karma, we can happily live in this world and progress in the path of liberation. Okay. So Krishna instructs Arjuna to follow this path of Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means selfless service to the Lord, as seva to the Lord one can do. So by which one can attain purification of mind, all the negativity will go off, and the zone we are in is I and mind. What I will get out of it. I want to be happy. Most of the time we will be in I and my zone. So by working like a yogi, like a karma yogi, one would get out of this zone. By such, one can attain purification of mind. So with that purification of mind, one can progress in the path of yoga. One could take the path of dhyana yoga, ashtanga yoga, and later bhakti yoga, or one can take up the bhakti yoga path directly. So in 6th chapter, Krishna talks about the ashtanga yoga process, meditating on the self. So we'll look at it, what it is. And later, towards the end of 6th chapter, Krishna says bhakti yoga is so easy. So easy to practice, easy to understand, easy to progress, and it is easy to attain liberation. And in the second half, Krishna talks about bhakti yoga, the art of meditation on the Supreme Lord with love and devotion, by which one can attain Supreme Lord. And towards the heat, Krishna talks about various subject matters, goes in depth into the soul, super soul, and this material nature, prakriti, how this material nature influences us, pulls us in different directions, which affects our consciousness. Krishna goes in detail in the later chapters. But towards the end, Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya, mamekam sharanam raja, ahantam sarva papebhyo, mokshashyami masachaha. Krishna gives the assurance that you will get liberated. It is not just for Arjuna, it is for everyone. What we need to do? Surrender unto the Supreme Lord, take the practice, take the instructions of the Supreme Lord, accept the Supreme Lord, bring Supreme Lord into our life, and practice the way he suggested, and one can progress and attain liberation. Ahamtam sarva papebhyo. Krishna says, I'll clean all your karmic reactions, which you have accumulated life after lifetime. If you are worried about the so much bank balance, I'll clean it off. There is nothing wrong in cleaning off this karmic bank balance. We want to get rid of this karmic bank balance. And moksha shami masachaha. Moksha shami, I'll give you liberation. Do not worry. Krishna says, do not worry at all. You just follow this path of bhakti yoga. Okay, so that is the entire Bhagavad Gita in an essence, in a nutshell. If you want to know in 5 minutes or few minutes. So we look at the overview of what we have covered so far. So we covered 5 chapters. I'll give a high level overview, and sometimes I'll go little detail so that we can get the connections, what is happening throughout this conversation between Arjuna and Krishna. Okay. So in the first chapter, it's Arjuna Vishada Yoga. So Arjuna was on the battlefield. He was ready to fight. He himself asked Krishna to take me to the battlefield, take him to the battlefield, and so that he can see various people. But looking at those people, he was totally dejected. He was totally heartbroken. He was reluctant to fight. He left his bow and arrow, and he gave various reasons why he doesn't want to fight. And Krishna, in the second chapter onwards, instructs Arjuna why he has to fight. Why he has to fight. He addresses all the concerns of Arjuna. Arjuna raised around 6 concerns, and Krishna addresses all those concerns. And Arjuna's biggest concern was sin. He will get sin by doing his duty. His duty was killing. Okay, but it is just a duty. For a IT professional, his job is to do the IT related work, right? Same thing. It's any professional. It's all work. But he was thinking his work would create a sinful reaction. So that where Krishna teaches the karma yoga. So before that, he clears the biggest doubt of Arjuna, biggest doubt that Arjuna had, that when he kill opponents, their existence will go forever. That was the biggest misconception Arjuna had. Then Krishna teaches, no, they are souls, they are spirit souls. All of them have various bodies, but they are original spirit souls. Their existence will not go away. What will go away is their body. So that's where Krishna teaches this soul, Atma Tattva, in the second chapter. And later, towards the 38th verse, Krishna teaches the Karma Yoga. When he's kind of addressing all the concerns of Arjuna, and he teaches Karma Yoga. This is Buddhi Yoga. So you work like a yogi, then you will not attain any sinful reaction. Your actions will not produce any new reactions. You work like a yogi. All you need to do is apply intelligence. Don't blindly work. Don't blindly work. Just apply intelligence. Then you can progress on the path of liberation, and you'll come to the stage of a liberated soul, a Gnana Yogi. But Arjuna at that time wanted to know, because he was quite worried about his job. So he was looking to find a way to run away from the battlefield. And he was, out of his curiosity, he wanted to become, or he wanted to know about that self-realized soul so that he can practice that self-realized soul. So that's when he asked the question, Krishna, can you tell me, if I see that person somewhere in the park or Costco or any other store, how would I recognize that person? Then Krishna says all about this self-realized soul, a Gnana Yogi. Sthita Pragna, his mind is totally fixed, is undisturbed. Krishna talks about various things in that we covered. So Krishna is driving Arjuna to incrementally progress. Okay, take the path of Karma Yoga, purify your mind, and take the path of you can take the Gnana Yoga, or you can take the Bhakti Yoga. So Krishna is in the second chapter context is Karma Yoga, Gnana Yoga to attain self-realization. Okay, and towards the end of second chapter, Arjuna asks the question again. That is, if my goal is to attain liberation, why are you asking me to fight here? Why can't I go to forest and work on myself to attain liberation? Krishna says, no. You can't just like that go to the forest and attain liberation. No, that's not an option for you. That's where Krishna talks about Karma Yoga in the third chapter. That's how Karma Yoga starts. Krishna talks about importance of Karma Yoga. Importance of Karma Yoga. Because Karma Yoga in itself lead to liberation, self-realization. Okay, and Arjuna doesn't need to renounce the world to attain self-realization. He can be a karma yogi and still attain self-realization. How is that? Krishna talks about that. Okay. And Krishna says, Arjuna, understand the importance of working. If you are qualified, if you think you're not qualified to take up the path of karma yoga, that is selfless service to the Lord, working as a selfless service to the Lord, if you are not ready to take that path, you can continue the path of karma khandi. That is not having any spirituality, not bringing God in picture, but following the rules and regulations of Vedic scriptures. You have to do that. Krishna stresses that you still have to do that. Otherwise, you'll get sinful reaction. And Krishna talks about various things, like anything we do will produce a reaction. Any action will produce a reaction, and will be bound into this repeated cycle of birth and death, never-ending karmic cycle. Okay. Then later Krishna says, you work like a yogi, yajnadat karmanu yatra lokoyam karma bandhanat. If you work like a yogi, as a selfless service to the Lord, then your actions will not produce any new reaction and you can live happily in this world. And Krishna further says, if you think you're still qualified to be a Gnana Yogi, I mean to renunciate, to renounce the world, attain liberation, if you think you're qualified to do that, you still have to work. You can't run away. Krishna is giving no option for Arjuna to run away. Says you still have to work. There are great souls who have worked like that. Krishna gives the example, Janaka of Ramayana, if you know. So the great king Janaka, and like that many kings who were living in this world but living like renunciate. They did not renounce the world. They were living in the world. They had all the possessions. They had all the money, wealth, wife, family, properties, possessions, everything. But still they were unaffected by any material possessions. Krishna is asking Arjuna to come to that stage. Come to that stage. Even though you are a great self-willed soul, you still have to work. Why? To set an example. To set an example. The great sages have worked like that and set an example for others to follow. You also follow. You also do that to set an example. And Krishna says, if a person follows my instructions, he can break the cycle of birth and death. If a person disregards the instructions, he'll be bound in these karmic reactions. So after listening all this, Arjuna asked the question again. Okay, Krishna, I understand. I want to practice whatever you said. I want to be a karma yogi. I want to practice the path of yoga. But there is something which always pulls me back. There is a force which pulls me back. I want to go forward, but there is a force pulls me back. What is that force? Krishna says answer, that is lust. Lust. Lust is intense hankering to enjoy through senses. The sense of vision pulls, the sense of tongue pulls, the sense of touch pulls. All these senses pull us in various directions. So Krishna, towards the end of third chapter, Krishna says, you conquer this lust by regulating mind and senses. If you continue feeding this mind and senses, you can never control this mind and senses. The mind and senses ask more and more, a dil mange more, right? So the senses and mind, they always ask more, give me more, give me more. If we eat one thing, our tongue automatically pulls to eat more. If I see a nice, beautiful thing, our eyes want to see that again and again, right? So we can't feed these senses and mind. So we have to regulate. So Krishna doesn't go deep into how to regulate. He gives in the 6th chapter. So that is third chapter. Okay? And the 4th chapter. After hearing this from Krishna, Arjuna looks at Krishna. He gives a weird look. So then Krishna looking at Arjuna, he says, Krishna, Arjuna, understand, this is not the first time I'm teaching you this transcendental knowledge. The art of Karma Yoga, this is not the first time I'm teaching to you. I have taught this knowledge to many people in the past. Many people. Then Arjuna asked, and Krishna says, I have many people in the past, and most recently to the sun god, Vivaswan. And he in turn gave it to his lineage. So the knowledge, transcendental knowledge, has passed down. Then Arjuna asks this question, really, Krishna, you have given this knowledge to sun god? You were there that time also. It is 28 yuga cycles back, almost 120 million years ago. You were there. Then Krishna says, yes. Yes. You and I have appeared many, many times in this world. I remember everything. You do not remember everything. I remember everything because I am Bhutanam Ishwaropi. I am the Supreme Lord of the entire creation. I am the Supreme Controller of the entire creation. And then Krishna talks about why he appear, how he appear. Krishna says when he appears as he is. The Lord who is in the Vaikuntha or spiritual planet, with the same features he appears in this material world. There is no change on his body, and his body never deteriorates. Our body deteriorates. Our body has to be buried one day. Krishna's body is always youthful. He's always 16 years old. His body never deteriorates. Never deteriorates. And Krishna says, why he appear? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in dharmic principles, people are not being dharmic, not following any rules and regulations. And when there is an increase in adharma, inclination in adharma, people are following all the illicit practices. Everybody is misdirected. They're living a sinful life. That is the time Krishna appears. Krishna also says, Paritranaya sadhanam. What is the purpose of his appearance? Krishna says he appears, but what is the purpose? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanardhaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Paritranaya sadhunam, to protect the devotees, to protect the saintly people, to protect his devotees, and to annihilate the demons, to annihilate, totally destroy the bad people, and re-establish the dharma, the good principles, dharma, righteousness, to re-establish the dharma. He appears. To re-establish dharma, he can send his associates. Sometimes he comes himself. Sometimes he comes takes different form and comes, like Rama, Narsimha, Varaha. Sometimes he sends his messengers, an acharya like Ramanujacharya, Shankaracharya, Srila Prabhupada, and many, many acharyas, saintly people he sent to re-establish the dharma. What is the dharma? Of spirituality. Humans, if they don't have spirituality, they're nothing but in the animal species. They're not considered humans, right? They live a sinful life. They live a sinful life if there is no path of spirituality. So Krishna says he comes to give this path of spirituality and performs many, many pastimes. and Krishna further says, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatvadaha taktya deham punarjanma naiti mamesito Arjuna. If a person clearly understands the janma means appearance, karma, activities. If a person clearly understands the appearance and activities of the Lord and meditates on the activities and pastimes of the Lord, such a person, upon leaving this body, will not take birth again. Such a beautiful verse Krishna himself in the 4th chapter declared. Take a bhakti yoga simply. So such a person who is meditating on the pastimes of the Lord will not take birth again. Deham punarjanma naiti mamesito Arjuna. Such a person will not take birth again. He will not go and cut the cake again. He will not celebrate his happy birthday again. That's why may you not celebrate birthday again. People sing this. Then after that, Krishna further goes. There are some people who understand about me and who meditate upon me, but there are some people who do not accept me. Some people accept me as a light. Some people accept me as a form, like in the form of Krishna. Some people do not accept me at all. People have different mindset towards me, but whatever the way they approach me, I reciprocate with them. Ye dhamam prapadyante tam tadaiva bhajamyaham. If a person approaches the Supreme Lord for wealth, God gives the wealth. If a person approaches the Supreme Lord to solve his family problems or health issues, God reciprocates. If a person approaches the Supreme Lord and meditates on the light of the Supreme Lord, Brahma Jyoti of the Supreme Lord, Lord reciprocates. That is also valid. If a person approaches the Supreme Lord out of selfless love and devotion to the Supreme Lord, Lord reciprocates in a higher way, and God liberates him. God liberates that person. He takes him to the spiritual world. If a person looking for only material things, he will get only material things. If a person wants God alone, he'll get God. Krishna says that ye damam prapadyante shloka. Okay, for the people who are not so much inclined towards spirituality, Krishna says, I created a system. That is Chaturvarnam Maya Srishtam. He categorized the people in different sections. Okay, so that they can gradually elevate themselves. And Krishna says, when I come and work, when I come to this world and work in this world, my actions I'll not be bound by any reactions. And Krishna further goes, this Arjuna, this karma is so intricate, it's hard to understand. Even the great people also couldn't understand what is the action which produces, which causes bondage, and what is the action which liberates. Even the great people also get confused. And Krishna teaches that an action done for a selfish reason, as a selfish reason for our own pleasure, thinking we are the doer of our actions, that will create bondage. But the same action, when done as a selfless service to the Lord, that will not create any reaction. Even the great people also get confused in certain situations, how to react to the situations. We all go through the situations. Our mindset has to be changed towards the situation. That is Krishna saying there. And Krishna says, this knowledge, Gnanagdi Dagda Karmani, this knowledge is so great that it will burn away sinful reactions. All you need to do is change your mindset. You don't need to change your work. Retain your job profile. Whatever the job profile you have, keep the job profile and joyfully work in this world. Just change your mindset. And Krishna says, when you work with that mindset, that is considered to be a boat. A boat can, if you have a boat in the ocean, you can easily cross over. And Krishna compares this knowledge to be a fire. Just as like fire burns away the wood, the knowledge, the spiritual knowledge, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita will burn away all our sinful reactions. And Krishna further goes deeper into this Karma Yoga, and how to, beautiful verse Krishna says, Brahmarpanam Brahma Havir Brahmagnaur Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva tena ghantavyam brahma karma samadhinaha. This verse Krishna teaches you spiritualize your work. Krishna is going into deeper into this karma yoga. Any action you do is spiritualized work. Do it as a yajna. Yajna means a sacrifice, a fire sacrifice. In a fire sacrifice, people offer, put something into the fire to the fire god. The fire god gives it, towards the end it goes to the Supreme Lord. So Krishna says, any action you do, think of that as a yajna, a fire sacrifice, and do. So spiritualize your action, spiritualize your work. And if a person is an IT employee, okay, he can consider this laptop to be spiritual. He can consider the software within this is spiritual. He can consider the person who is doing the job is also spiritual. And he can consider the person who is giving the job to us is also spiritual. Krishna is saying you can spiritualize your entire world. See everything spiritually. That way we don't hate the work, or we don't hate the people who is giving work, or we don't hate the tools we use to work. It's a beautiful verse. Krishna says how to see everything spiritually and spiritualize our actions. And Krishna further goes and gives see various details about how to see various things as spiritual things, right? Or art. So Krishna goes, meditation you can spiritualize your meditation, you can spiritualize your daily work, you can spiritualize your yatra, going to temples, or gives 14 big lists Krishna gives there. I'm not going to go detail, but he gives various practices one can take up and do it. And one might have a doubt, okay, you gave me a big list here what to practice. Krishna says, very important shloka, Tadvidhi praniphatena pariprashnena sevaya upadikshayante gnanam gnanena tattvadarshinaha. You go to a spiritual master or a knowledgeable person who can teach you what works best for you, and take their practice and continue that practice. Practice of spirituality, practice of Bhagavad Gita in short. And Krishna glorifies Arjuna, don't just work with proper knowledge. Okay, this gnana is so great that will wipe out your sins. The knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is so great that it will wipe out your sins, don't worry. And Krishna further says, who can attain that gnana? So there are many people in this world, live in this world. Some people are inclined towards spirituality, some people are not inclined towards spirituality. And Krishna says, who are those? Shraddhavan labhate gnanam. Who can attain the knowledge? Shraddhavan, a person who is sincere. Sincere. He's sincere that he wants to learn. He's determined that he wants to gain knowledge. Sincere in gaining knowledge, sincere in practice, such a person can gain the knowledge of the Supreme Lord. Other people who are not even inclined towards spirituality, it's hard for them to progress on the path of liberation. Okay, that ends the 4th chapter. I know this is like quite contentful. I hope I hope everything making sense. If you have any questions, you can put it in the Zoom chat or we can discuss later. So there's a 4th chapter, and Krishna starts 5th chapter. And again in this chapter, Arjuna asks this question, okay, Krishna, I understood you're not leaving me. You're not letting me go. You're making me sit and teaching, and you are making me fight. I understood. Okay, I understood my job is to fight now. I'll do my duty. He's ready. There's no confusion. But he again asks, because he also glorified the path of sannyasa, that is renouncing the world. and gaining the knowledge. So can you tell me which is most beneficial for people in general? Then Krishna says both paths are really good. Both paths are really good. If you are good at mind control, sense control, then you can renounce the world and meditate and attain perfection. Otherwise, for you and also the people in general, we are not good at mind control or sense control. Krishna says you sit and work like a yogi. You continue, you take up the practice of karma yoga, spirituality, and attain purification of mind. Then you can slowly think about something else. Okay. So Krishna says, Arjuna, don't think the path of karma yoga, don't consider that to be a cheap thing or easy thing. Krishna says, you are still called a sannyasi, nitya sannyasi. That means if a person living in this world, working in this world as a selfless service to the Lord, Krishna is boldly declaring that he is considered a renunciate. Even though he hasn't renounced, he did not go to forest. He's struggling hard to control his mind and senses. If a person just lives in this world and works in this world with proper mindset, he's called a sannyasi, he's called a renunciate, he's called a monk. But he has to have two qualifications. That is, he should not desire for material things. I mean, material things are good. One should accept as an offering by the Lord, like Krishna is giving me, I'll accept it. Whatever is coming in our way, one should accept. Do not become greedy of unnecessary things which are hard to achieve. And also, when we don't have a certain thing, we desire for things. I want it. When we have it, we get attached to it. I wish this is mine. I wish I had more and more and more. And if we are not getting what we want, we'll go mad, we'll go anger, we hate. And if a person is coming in between to take away my possessions, I'll hate that person. So these are all negative emotions. Krishna is saying, if you can put a check to these negative emotions by not desiring unnecessary things, don't run behind material things, you're called a monk, you're a sannyasi, nitya sannyasi. What you need to do? And Krishna adds more, yoga yuktaha, be a yogi. Live in this world like a yogi. Bring God into your life and do a selfless service to the Lord. Such that by if you do so, if you live in this world as a selfless service to the Lord, you can happily live in this world like a lotus leaf. Krishna gives the example of a lotus leaf. So there is a lotus leaf which remains in the water, but it is untouched by the water. Untouched by the water. Similarly, Krishna is saying you can also live in this world. Don't run behind material things, right? And live in this world only for purification and work as a selfless service to the Lord. And you can live in this world happily. You will not be tainted by karmic reactions. So Krishna says, live like a lotus leaf. So one may have this doubt, okay, if I am doing the work, why should I be yoga yukta? Why should I bring God in picture? Why should I work as a service to the Lord, as an offering to the Lord? Why should I do that? One may have this doubt. Krishna says, yes, you should offer to me because I am supreme. So don't think you are the doer. There are three doers. For any action we perform, it happens because of these three doers. One is Atma, soul, and other is material nature, Prakriti, that is the energy of the Lord. And the last one is the Lord himself. The Lord sits as Paramatma in the heart of every living being. All actions, whatever is happening, because of him alone. We are not the only doer. Krishna is saying, don't take the credit for yourself and don't become arrogant or don't become egoistic. Don't be proud of your achievements. Don't be proud of your success. Okay. There are other factors too for your success. So if you can live with that understanding, you can be a yogi, a sannyasi. So that way you'll have a equal vision. If you see an elephant, dog eater, or a good person, you don't discriminate any people. You see everyone equally. And Krishna goes, with the knowledge about the God, now that you know you're not the only doer, there is a God also who is a doer. Fix your mind upon him. So that way you can cleanse your mind. And Krishna further goes, in the pursuit of liberation, in the pursuit of fixing our mind unto the Supreme Lord, there is a biggest obstacle, that is sense gratification. Enjoying through senses, that is the biggest obstacle. So to overcome that obstacle, you can take up the path of yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Pranayama. So this is a seed for 6th chapter. Krishna is going to talk about all the things in the 6th chapter now. And towards the end of 5th chapter, Krishna says, know me. I am there. Know me. Everything is happening because of me. I am the supreme controller. I am the supreme benefactor. I am the supreme well-wisher. If you live with that knowledge, everything happening because of the influence of the Lord, you'll get joy, happiness, or you'll get distress. You will not be troubled. You'll retain your peace of mind and you can be peaceful in this world. That's how Krishna ends 5th chapter. And we're almost close to the ending the session. So we'll start the Dhyana Yoga. So in this 6th chapter, Krishna started about the art of meditation to control mind and senses. And Krishna is going to give additional details how to do that. How to do that. So in this 6th chapter, hopefully we'll cover at least one shloka, we'll see. So Bhagavad Gita in a nutshell, Krishna is slowly taking Arjuna. This is a ladder. Think like this is a ladder, right? So the bottom stage here, the lowest stage is animalistic life. It could be animals or humans also. Like unregulated sense gratification, not at all interested in any spiritual practice, or not even interested in following dharma. Dharmastu shakshat bhagavat pranito dharmena hina pashubir samana. In scriptures, it is said that if a person not following dharma, he is considered an animal. So the lowest stage is animalistic life. And the higher than that is karma kanda. Krishna spoke about in 3rd chapter. That is regulated way. You live in this world, follow the rules and regulations, and live a regulated life. That is still good. But this will create bondage. This will create karmic reactions. So what to do? We need to go next step, climb the next step. Right? So Krishna in 3rd, 4th, and 5th chapter, Krishna teaches this karma yoga. By now, we should all know what is karma yoga. That is the art of working as a selfless service to the Lord, offering the result to the Lord, success or failure, and do not get attached to the work. In short, any work we do as a seva to the Lord, and attains purification of mind. Okay, so by which one can climb higher. That is Dhyana Yoga. Krishna includes Gnana Yoga in Karma Yoga itself. So you don't need to climb this ladder, the step 3. The step 2, Krishna removes this Gnana Yoga. He says Gnana Yoga is already present in Karma Yoga. You don't have to take up this step. You jump into this Dhyana Yoga. So that is the chapter now. Again, by Dhyana Yoga, practice of meditation, it takes lifetimes. It is not just one lifetime. It takes many, many lifetimes to attain purification or to attain liberation through this practice, but still, it is still valid. We'll see what is applicable to us. In the sages, they used to practice in olden days in different yoga cycles. Many sages used to practice this controlling mind and senses and meditating on Atma or Paramatma. Many thousands of years, many thousands of years, and many lifetimes also. Vishwamitra and many sages have done so. Okay, so by such practice, meditating on Atma, sitting in one place and meditating for many lifetimes or many thousands of years, one can come to the stage of bhakti and practice devotional service to the Lord. Or they can take a easiest path after, by practice of karma yoga, they can take up the bhakti yoga. It's so simple. We don't need to climb this biggest step, this ladder either. This is optional. So the chapter we are reading, we're going to read the 6th chapter. It could be optional, but there are good things we can apply in our life. That is controlling mind and senses, meditating, really helpful. Okay. Now we're coming to the 6th chapter. This chapter I'll give a quick glance again. Lot of theory. Okay, quick glance. What is in this chapter? Okay, you need to hear with fresh mind again. Okay, so in this chapter, Krishna ended like to control mind and senses. You can take up the path of Ashtanga Yoga, meditating, sit in one place and meditate like a yogi. Okay, on the path of meditation, there is an obstacle, that is mind. So you need to control your mind. Mind is a friend, mind is also an enemy. Mind is the one which pulls you away, doesn't let you sit at one place, doesn't let you concentrate on anything. You need to control this first. Okay. And later you can take up the path of Ashtanga Yoga, that is sit in a posture, nice posture. Posture is important, the place is important. And before even sitting in place, we need to get our body prepared. It's not like anyone can sit and meditate. If I sit if I sit on Padmasana and like this, right? The person is sitting like this, as in the picture. If I sit in this pose for 5 minutes, I'll start pain in my thighs and knees, and I'll get a back pain. Most of the people will get. It's not so easy. So to at least to sit in that position, one has to practice yoga asana. So it's very popular. Like if you go, there are many institutions now, many institutions. Hatha yoga, or likewise many yogic institutions. All they teach is yoga asana. Yoga asana means like raising your legs up, standing and doing Surya Namaskara and various bodily postures of yoga. So that is the preliminary stage to do this meditation. But in this world, mostly people are inclined towards maintaining fitness for their bodily fitness. Just for that reason, people go and do that yoga. But that is the level 0. There are so many levels in this Ashtanga Yoga. That is the basic level people mostly do. Once the body is fit, then one can sit and meditate. At least to sit, body has to be fit. So to gain the fitness, one has to do these yoga asanas, then the body will be fit. So yeah, let me remove these annotations. Yeah. So after sitting in a nice position, in a nice place, one has to practice this meditating. And Krishna talks about various details of meditation, how to practice this Ashtanga yoga. Okay. And after hearing this, Arjuna had a doubt. Not just doubt, he's here, he's in worry now. He says, Krishna, oh, okay. So he's quite worried. He says, Krishna, it's hard for me. You're asking me to control mind. You're asking me to control my senses. You're asking me to keep my body fit. It's hard for me. I can't do this. I can control the wind. WIND, wind. I can do that. I have a special weapons. With my special weapons, I can hit. With my special weapons, I can control the wind. I can stop the flow of wind, but I can't stop the flow of my mind. Krishna says, okay, I acknowledge that. That's good. You, the answer of Krishna's answer is also quite interesting. Krishna says, you practice. I acknowledge that. I understand. Controlling mind is hard, but you practice. Practice. Practice only will make you perfect. And develop detachment by that practice. And Arjuna says, it's hard for me. Arjuna is quite worried. Krishna is asking Arjuna to do something which is not his nature. Which is not his nature. Then he asks this question. Look at this picture. If person, this nice picture here. So what happens to a person who has started this practice but who has not attained perfection in this practice, who stops in between and he dies? What happens to that person? Krishna says, don't worry, there is no loss. Whatever the credits you attain, that will help you in next lifetime also. But if you take a break and come to this practice after 5 years, those will still help you. You don't lose anything. You practice this Ashtanga yoga practice. And quickly understanding Arjuna's situation and also understanding everybody's situation, Krishna in the verse 64, 46 and 47 says, Yoginam api sarvesha madghater antaratmanah shraddhavan labate yogam tame ektatanovatah. So Krishna says, of all the yogis, the best among all the yogis is Bhakti Yogi, a person who meditates on me, take up the path of devotional service. That is the easiest process and fastest process to attain liberation. Okay, so that is the essence of this chapter in a nutshell. At least we'll read one verse and we'll end this session. So in this, we'll see in the coming two shlokas, Krishna is going to say, he reiterates what he had spoken before. So we'll see the same theme here, shloka 1 and shloka 2. Okay, at least we'll do one shloka. Maybe I'll ask someone to read. Can someone read?
Bhagavan uvacha anashritah karma palam karyam karma karoti yaha sa sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir na chakriyah. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, one who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated in the renounced order of life, and he is the true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no duty.
Thank you, Prabhu. So Krishna is again saying that you can be called as a sannyasi. You don't have to renounce the world to control your mind and senses. You can do that. You can practice Ashtanga yoga being a householder. It takes time, but Krishna doesn't say here. But you can practice that. You make the first step on this path being a householder. You don't have to renounce. Okay, what you need to do, you need to have two qualifications. That is, don't get attached to the work itself. You do your job as a service to the Lord. Let God give whatever it has to come. Okay. So that way you don't have to physically renounce. You can mentally renounce the work or mentally renounce the action. So what one has to do, mentally renounce means I'm doing as a service to the Lord, offering to the Lord. Let God give whatever it has to come. So that way he's mentally renounced and he can still live happily. So the verse Krishna is this verse of Krishna is saying because so Krishna wants Arjuna to continue whatever he's doing and practice and take up this practice of Ashtanga Yoga. Okay, verse 2. Good.
Yam sannyasam iti prahur yogam tam vidhi pandava nahi asanyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. What is called renunciation, you should know to be the same as yoga or linking oneself with the Supreme, O son of Pandu. For one can never become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification.
Thank you, Prabhu. So Krishna is giving who is yogi, who is a yogi, who is that spiritualistic person, who is a yogi. In previous verse said, you can still be a sannyasi, you can still be called as a renunciate. You don't have to physically renounce, you can mentally renounce and do as a service to the Lord. And such a person who connects, the definition of yoga is given here, who connects his mind unto the Supreme Lord. Yoga means yunjate iti yoga, means connection, linking process. Yoga means a linking process. Yoga is not physical exercise we see in this world. That's a basic step towards dhyana. The yoga means the linking process, connecting unto the Supreme Lord, fixing the mind unto the Supreme Lord. Okay. Okay, yoga and sannyasa are same. Krishna is saying you don't have to physically renounce. You can still live in this world and still be called as a sannyasi because the result is same. And Krishna is saying one more point, that is, who is not a yogi? Who cannot become a yogi? If a person is so much inclined towards sense enjoyment, sense gratification, material things, such a person will never become a yogi. Okay, he's called a bhogi, means enjoyer. Bhogi, only enjoyment purpose living. Right? But if a person living not for enjoyment but for purification, he's called a yogi. Okay. Okay, this verse needs deeper understanding, so I will stop here. It's already 7:33. So Krishna is gonna slowly take Arjuna towards explaining this dhyana yoga or Ashtanga yoga. It has various steps and various things need to be followed. How to do that, how to practice that, Krishna is going to teach to Arjuna. Those are applicable to us also. Certain things are really applicable. So we can see how it is applicable, how can we take it to our life and attain perfection. We'll see in upcoming classes. So I'll stop here. Looks like my video was off all the time. Sorry.